Good morning, friends. I'm a little messy today. It's been a long weekend. I went in for my surgery on Thursday. Got up early in the morning, dropped the kids off to school, came home, relaxed a little bit, and then drove down, had my family drive me to the surgery. Got there, gave him my history, gave him my information, gave him my whatever. I got into the gown, was ready to go. They started to do the IV. For some reason, the nurse that I had switched. I guess she was busy and sent somebody else in, which was a big mistake. I hate getting stuck by nurses a lot of times. The guy put a needle in my arm, nowhere near the vein. He was hitting my hand, hitting, and hey, I think I found one. No. He put it in, kept pulling up, pulling back, putting it in more, pulling back, putting it in more. Oh, it hurt so bad. And then he pulled it out and said, I can't find it. I have a machine that will show you what kind of, where the vein is. I said, then why didn't you give it to me in the first place? I was just so like, why didn't you give it to me in the first place? Because I did tell you I did not have very good veins. So he went and got the machine. He started to play with the machine on my arm. And the doctor ran in, saw the nurse doing that. He ran in and said, don't do that! I went, what? The doctor is telling the nurse not to put the IV in my arm? Oh my God. What is happening? What is happening? So I go in. He comes in, sits down. Actually, he didn't sit down. He came over and gave everybody, my mom, my sister, and me, hugs, all happy like he always does. And he sits down and says, let me tell you what's going on. The person that has surgery before you did not start until 10 o'clock in the morning. Which means you will not have your surgery until at least 5, 6 o'clock tonight. I was like, so what's that mean for me? He goes, I'm not letting you have the surgery today. If you're gonna do this kind of surgery on your throat, and you need all the doctors and all the nurses that are gonna be in the whole team that usually does these kind of procedures in your surgery room. You do not need them to be leaving in the middle of the surgery to switch shifts. I was pissed. So what you're saying is you're making me cancel this surgery after I did everything, I prepared for everything, I'm ready to go, and now you're telling me I'm not having this surgery today? No. So now I'm stuck. There is no surgery dates. I live in southern New Jersey, which really sucks because my insurance only takes us one hospital, which means there's only one surgical arm to do this in. There's only one, all these other doctors trying to fight for time for this one little surgical arm. I mean, it took me over a month to get this appointment. So I am expecting not to have to go back in surgery for another month, which is messing everything up because I got my kid's birthday coming on May 30th. I've got a graduation party I'm going to, and events and stuff, and doctor's appointments this month that I gotta get taken care of. And the surgery's canceled. I was pissed. I was sad. I was exhausted mentally. I've been through so much preparing myself for this really, really big surgery. And the doctor's idea was, well, it's only a
Picking flowers.
Okay, you're picking flowers. Good job. My kids are having fun outside. It's summer. So I'm like, wait a minute. You're not being very whatever about it. And the doctor was like, well, it's not like a life and death surgery. You don't have cancer or anything. It's just a maintenance. Like, that really makes me feel better. It's a maintenance surgery, so it's not a big deal. It's a big deal to me. I mean, I've been living with swollen glands. Look at my face. It's all swelled up right here. It's all swollen. That's all lymph node activity from the tonsil. So I gotta live with that. He told me to go home and have, and call the office in the morning and find out what they say. I went home. I was very upset. I was crying. I mean, it's a lot to deal with. I have to deal with this surgery. And then having it canceled right as I was there. After they stuck me once already. I'm really upset. Anyway, so I went home. I slept for like 4 hours because I was so overexhausted and mentally drained. Then the next day, I called the doctor's office up. Oh, you know how it goes. It took so long to get this appointment. You're just going to have to wait and see. We'll give you a call if we get a date. Really? But I did get a phone call later that day on a Friday. They gave me a call later that day and said that there was a date available on May 23rd. So I'm only going 20 days before I have to wait 20 days instead of more than a month this time. But it's still defeating the fact that I have to wait another 20 days to get this surgery. I mean, I had planned everything out. I had my budget, my money for the whole month. I spent all my money at the beginning of the month so that way I had enough to cover for the rest of the month, just for the month bills. And I had bought food for the girls for the month already. And now, I spent a little extra money that I normally don't spend on the girls for their birthday. And now everything is flip-flopped. So now I had to come up with food for me for the whole month that I wasn't expecting to be able to eat anything because with this surgery, I'll be on a liquid diet for a couple of weeks. Now I have to go out and buy food for the rest of the month up until the 20th. So that messed my whole entire game plan up. So now at the end of the month, I'm going to have very teeny amount of money left over to cover for the leftover food that I'm going to need to buy for the girls for the last 2 weeks. So I'm trying to scramble things. I've got enough stuff in the freezer, so I'm not going to buy a whole lot of stuff for myself for the month. But I need odds and ends like veggies and stuff. So hopefully I can stretch it out at the end. I'm not very happy about all of this, as you can tell. So I got everything straight. So I am still really upset about this whole thing. They messing me up with not having the surgery done. And the doctor was so blasé about it. Oh, it's not like emergency surgery. You don't have cancer or anything, so it's not like a big deal that you'd be having this surgery. Really? the mindset of having throat surgery is not that big of a deal. The fact that my throat is swollen, my neck is swollen, and everything else is swollen is not that big of a deal. And then I gotta deal with, I gotta make sure I get everything situated with my kids. I made a dentist appointment for the girls on the 23rd because I wasn't supposed to have surgery. So now I had to go scramble to do to change their appointment, because guess what? I don't even get an appointment for them until the end of June, because I had to change the appointments around. But there's nothing else I can do about it. Well, I'm going to end it here. Have fun. I'm going to take it day by day on how crappy it's been with this not getting the surgery. And ta-ta for now.